Using the right moisturizer for your skin type is really important, especially if you have dry skin. So today in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite go-to moisturizers for dry skin. Hi, my name is Dr. Jenny Liu. I'm a board-certified dermatologist in Minneapolis, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So what is dry skin? Dry skin, or the medical term called xerosis, is characterized often by a lack of lipids or oil of the skin, often seen clinically as dry, flaky skin, sometimes cracked, thickened, often can feel itchy, and severe enough can become inflamed. And that's kind of the idea behind eczema or atopic dermatitis. Now, we think of dry skin as a skin type, and it can truly be. Some people are born genetically to have dry skin, and we know that there are actually genes that are not working as well, if you will, involved in making certain types of lipids and protein in our skin that can be defective in individuals who are born with dry skin, and often these individuals are more predisposed to getting atopic dermatitis. But dry skin is also something that we can develop as we age, depending on our environment and kind of what we're doing to our skin. A lot of that can also cause dry skin, and we tend to make less oil and lipids as we get older, and so dry skin is something that I frequently see as a dermatologist in clinic and my elderly patient population. But other factors including, the environment, dry winters, dry cold winters are really tough, excessive cleansing, using the wrong skincare products, stress, a lot of ultraviolet radiation, all these things can lead to dry skin. Now, the very top layer of our skin, the stratum corneum, even though it's dead skin cells, is actually very dynamic and have a lot of important things within it to keep it healthy. There are proteins and lipids that are formed around the top layer to, number one, form a seal so water doesn't evaporate, and two, to prevent all the bad things like bacteria, microorganisms, pollution, ultraviolet radiation, and what have you from going deeper into our skin. What is happening in dry skin is that often there's not enough lipids that are being made. The epidermal lipids, and a big chunk of that is ceramides in addition to cholesterol and fatty acids. Well, often we find it in individuals who have that genetic predisposition to have dry skin. They often do not make enough of these lipids, whether it's ceramides or other fatty acids that predispose them to having more water loss through their skin. In addition, our stratum corneum needs about 10% of water for it to function normally in a healthy way to do its job properly. And when you don't have that proper amount of water, your skin dries out, and so it's less soft, less pliable, and over time dead skin builds up because we actually need a certain amount of water for all those enzymatic reactions to happen, including proper skin desquamation. And so when there's a lack of water, there's retention of dead skin. That dead skin can build up, and that can lead to thickened skin. Like a good analogy is the heels of our feet are often thickened, and when your skin is thickened, it's less pliable, so it's more likely to crack, which is often why thickened skin, like our heel or the palms of our hand, the tips of our fingers, are more likely to crack. It's because it's less pliable due to the lack of water content in those areas. So then when it comes to picking a moisturizer, which is by far the most important thing that you should be using on your skin when you have dry skin, a couple of things you want to look for in general that makes a good moisturizer. Number one, you want a moisturizer that's going to properly add hydration back to your skin, and also have ingredients that's going to soften the skin. And lastly, form somewhat of an occlusive layer to prevent that water from evaporating out of your skin. So that includes occlusives that prevents transepidermal water loss, emollients that helps to soften the skin and fill in the gap so the skin doesn't feel rough and flaky, and lastly, humectants that's going to help to draw water into the top layer of your skin. In addition, other ingredients that are helpful to soothe and help to repair the skin barriers, such as niacinamide, oats, green tea, these things can provide additional benefits as well. Let's kind of talk about what we should in general avoid if you have dry skin. Now, these are just general recommendations, obviously. If whatever moisturizer you've been using have the following ingredients, but it's working well for you, then by all means continue with it. But in general, because your skin is more dry, you probably want to avoid ingredients that are going to be further drying. So that would include denatured alcohol, witch hazel, certain even acids like salicylic acid or beta hydroxy acids can be drying on the skin. Even acne medications like benzoyl peroxide and retinoids, obviously if prescribed to you and used with proper instructions, are definitely, you can use them. I'm not saying 100% avoid, but all of these things can definitely cause dryness of your skin. Now, when it comes to alcohols, I feel like they get a bad rep, but what you really want to avoid is denatured alcohol. There are other longer chain alcohols like cetyl alcohol, stearyl alcohol, and these are fatty alcohols that are actually very good at softening the skin, and they work like emollients and occlusives. So those are definitely ingredients that you will want to have in your moisturizer. Now let's actually dive into my personal favorite moisturizers for dry skin. And just as some back information, I do suffer from eczema myself, and I tend to have more combination skin on my face, but my extremities, I tend to break out in eczema patches, especially in the winter time. So I would say my favorite moisturizer of all times that is great because it's multitasking. You can use it on your face and body. It's great, a thick one for the winter. Has to be the Roche-Posay Lipikar Ap+ Balm. You can use it on your face and body. So for busy moms or individuals that want to simplify skincare, this is a great one to use. It's got La Roche-Posay's thermal spring water, glycerin, so a great humectant, shea butter, and niacinamide. So ingredients that's going to help to repair the skin barrier and help to soften and prevent transepidermal water loss. They've actually done some comparisons with a similar formulation but don't have this thermal spring water, and has been shown that this is superior because that thermal spring water does help to balance that skin microbiome. And even just the thermal spring water itself has been shown, when used on atopic dermatitis skin, helps to really minimize the bad bacteria and help to balance the good. The next one, if you're looking for a moisturizer, a thicker one for your face, I recommend the one from Cerave, the Renewing Night Cream. This has a blend of their ceramides, niacinamide, and peptides, which can help to act as a humectant and to soften the skin and to help hydrate the skin. This is a thicker moisturizer, so I love it at night. It is going to be slightly too greasy to use in the morning, but I find this to be a very nice one and an affordable one for those with more mature skin who are struggling with signs of aging and that want a thicker moisturizer or an evening moisturizer. This would be my recommendation. Now, if you want to splurge a little bit, two of my favorite more expensive moisturizers that I personally love is the one from Skinceuticals, the Triple Lipid Restore, and has a ratio of ceramides to cholesterol and fatty acids, and in clinical studies have been shown to really help to soothe and repair the skin barrier, but also has been shown to help with tolerating your retinoids more effectively in that first week of that retinization process. So that is a really nice and rich, luxurious one. And then another one that I think is worth to splurge, it just feels very luxurious as well on the skin, is the one from Alastin, their Ultra Nourishing Moisturizer. They're really known for the peptide technology, their tri and hexapeptide technology that's been shown in clinical studies to get rid of all the kind of the degraded bad collagen and protein that has been a result of sun damage and aging, and then really help to go in and stimulate the new. So this moisturizer is very rich and creamy, but it's oil free, so it doesn't feel as heavy or greasy, but just feels very nice and melts onto to your skin like butter. And it contains oats, their peptides, fatty acids like linoleic acid that is going to be really helpful at hydrating and soothing the skin barrier. Now, I do believe moisturizers should be one of those things, just like our outfits, that we need to change with the change of season and environment. In the summer, I recommend a lighter moisturizer appropriately formulated for dry skin, but still won't feel too heavy or look greasy under sunscreen or makeup. So one that I really have been loving lately is the one from Versed, their Skin Silk Rich Moisture Cream. And this is actually like a gel cream formulation. It doesn't feel heavy or thick at all. It contains squalene, hyaluronic acid, and red algae, so all great hydrating, softening, soothing ingredients. And as you can see, it applies very nicely and it doesn't leave a shiny or greasy look afterwards. So something that I really have been using in the morning because my skin has been more dry these days because of the mask that I have to wear on a daily basis for work. And then a favorite called Classic Gel Cream Moisturizer is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost line, and make sure to get the one that's the gel cream for dry and extra dry skin that is fragrance free. Now, if you're not not really a gel cream person and you want just a cream, the two that I recommend that I've talked about many times in my previous video are the oil-free version moisturizers from Cerave. So their facial PM moisturizer that contains ceramide, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid. And it's great even for oily skin, but definitely something to consider for dry skin in the summertime, as well as the Roche-Posay's Toleriane Double Face Repair. Very similar formulation, again oil-free. Both are very lightweight, fast absorbing, and don't feel heavy or look greasy. For body specific as well as hands, I mean, those areas we also need some TLC. Also, a lot of people suffer from keratosis pilaris, that kind of chicken goosebump skin, including myself. And often you get those bumps on the arms, on the thighs. And keratosis pilaris is a form of dry skin. And basically what's happening is the dry skin doesn't desquamate or shed properly, and it's clogging up the follicles. So a great moisturizer, often with like an exfoliating ingredient like alpha hydroxy acid or beta hydroxy acid, that you can use on a regular basis will help to improve the roughness. And one that I've been using for the longest time is from Amlactin. Is just their daily 12%. And this contains lactic acid, which is basically, you know, one of the humectants and helps to exfoliate as well. And what our skin produces naturally to keep hydrated. I find this one to be easily spreadable. Some of their other formulations are a little bit thicker, and because it does kind of have that ammonium lactate smell, it's often not the most pleasant. But just be careful because it does increase your sun sensitivity. It thins out your stratum corneum. It doesn't thin out your skin. Just the stratum corneum normalizes it because it helps to desquamate properly. So it can make you burn slightly more easily in the sun. And two, because it contains an acid, if you do have like a razor, like a cut on your skin or razor burn, it can temporarily sting. So just be mindful when you're using this on, say, open skin.